Sensei here, man.
Shout out
Angie
Angie
Carr
Carr.
with another $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Angie. Said the people of Wallachia and Castlevania, justice
True.
for Dracula, the celestial dragons as a whole, talk about deplorable inbred water Billy MFers. Dang.
I had no sympathy for the people in Castlevania. I had zero sympathy for the people in that city.
He gave him a year too. He gave him a year.
He gave y'all prep time. He gave y'all prep time.
And y'all was still thought he was captain.
You threw a party in his face. I'm glad y'all died.
They deserved it. He was a terrible person. He actually beat Alucard. I don't think anybody who's seen it. This is quick spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Hellsing Ultimate. Wait, Santo, have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
You also agree Major won?
I do.
Yeah, like imagine beating Alucard.
I forget the ending. Did Alucard have like a moral victory or something like that, or?
I mean, he came back, but he didn't win. He had to kind of kill himself to eventually come back later on. But he lost against the Major. The Major, his whole thing was being a human to beat a monster, and he won. He beat Alucard. So he succeeded, man. Hey, Major is a great antagonist, and all he is a major. He's a Nazi major, and that's all he is, a human Nazi major, and he beat Alucard. Shout out, man. Great antagonist. Terrible person, though. But, all right, let's go to our number 41. No, number 40 to 31. We got Broly, Asdeath, Kimberly, Kotomine from Fate, Muzan, Naraku, Orochimaru, Shishio from Rurouni Kenshin, Toga, and Ukiura.
Well, that's who J-Rob had over Johan. He had Muzan over Johan. That's what made me want to crash out. I was like, "What is wrong with you?"
So, what do we think?
Did he really have Muzan over?
He had Muzan. Yeah, there were like 2 spots. Johan was like 2 or 3 spots below Muzan. I was like,
Jesus. I only saw like, oh my God, never mind.
I mean,
I'm surprised Muzan made on a lot of y'all lists. I'm not gonna lie.
I forget. Did Muzan make my list?
I think I put him on mine.
I know I put him on mine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have him right here. Yeah.
He made it randoms, J-Rob, and Santos list.
Yeah, I didn't put that little baby on my list. I was not gonna do it.
Well, someone has to explain how Muzan made this list. Talk about it.
I was gonna say Broly is this high on the list. Is it only because of Aura?
Yes.
Yes, that's all he needs.
That's all he
needs.
needs. Broly, all Aura. That's
all
good
right.
check.
I'm sorry. What else do you need, Random? What else do you need, Random?
Okay.
He got 2 movies. He got like 3 or 4 movies.
We don't talk about one of them for sure. We really propping up Bio Broly right now?
I'm not.
We popping up Bio Broly right now?
Hey, still got it. Hey, how about not only having a movie, but having a bad movie, but being so great? They made another movie.
They made another one.
To bring you in the canon. That's how great Broly is.
That's called Aura.
All I'm hearing is hypocrisy. That's all I'm hearing.
I ain't hypocrisy for what?
Hypocrisy here, man.
Shout out
Angie Carr with another $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Angie. Said the people of Wallachia and Castlevania, justice for Dracula, the celestial dragons as a whole, talk about deplorable inbred water Billy MFers. Dang.
I had no sympathy for the people in Castlevania. I had zero sympathy for the people in that city.
He gave him a year too. He gave him a year.
He gave y'all prep time. He gave y'all prep time.
And y'all was still thought he was captain.
You threw a party in his face. I'm glad y'all died.
They deserved it. I agree. I low-key wanted to put the world government, but like it just doesn't work. It's a group, but I low-key wanted to because they're crazy. But Broly deserves to make the list. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree, Jaden. I will put Akaz up before I will put Muzan down.
But yeah, let's Muzan. Random Santo. How did Muzan make the list?
I mean, it's gonna be hard because that baby that really just drops him a lot. But I do like that the entire. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, I honestly I personally like it from the anime. I like his character. I like Michael Jackson. I'm all for it. I like his character design. I mean, the baby really drops him down. I like every time he has dialogue. I do enjoy it every time he's on screen because I'm anime. I'm a lot of anime only. I like to see him on screen. I like to hear his dialogue. I like the aura that he presents to all of his underlings and whatnot. Is there a lot of depth? Not really. His story isn't great, but the same thing as Broly. I mean, I put him up there because I think he has aura within his group.
I
Uh,
think I'm the
what?
same way. It's mainly an anime decision for me. I understand him turning into a baby, but the way he kind of he's integrated himself into society, he has a like all these things I just like he was he has a singular goal and he keeps trying to find what is it the what do they call it, the blue water or something, lily, I don't know exactly what it's called. Like I just like him. I just like, you can't tell me Lonnie, when he's walking into freaking the Ubuyashiki compound, you can't tell me that's not aura, bro.
That's aura.
That's aura.
But I'm saying, do you think that he's a better villain or antagonist than the second moon?
No, first of all, I have a few upper moons above him on my
Yeah,
list. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
If that's
it's not like for people thinking that he's at the top of the list. Like, no, of the Demon Slayer antagonist. No, he's not. But he has aura. He clearly has aura.
Oh no, man.
Thank you,
Muzan.
Char. Blue Spider Lily. So we could, you know what?
To be
Yeah,
fair, J Rob had Muzan the highest on his list, so he's not the fact that he's not here to face up for these
you
situations.
gotta have to see me. You gotta have to see me about his list. He's supposed to be like the secondary villain, and he just fumbled.
I mean, I'm just saying I had him like at 30. So I
And
mean,
who he put at number 2? Ooh,
Oh, hey, we'll
we'll get there. We'll get there.
by the way, I totally anticipate an anime only like ending for him. I don't think you can't put the giant baby on the screen. You can't do it.
Fact.
They're gonna change it.
Rodell Nightbot about to make this list.
Yeah, I gotta edit the Nightbot settings. That keeps on because people put like 4 emojis, like stop spamming, like chill, Nightbot. As Death made it because of Aura. I'm not gonna lie. As Death made it. Kimberly is honestly like an underrated antagonist. I think
Kimberly's
Kimberly's
great.
fire. I think he's amazing. Tell us about Kimberly, man. Tell us about Kimberly.
I think I got some. Can I hear something in my background?
No, you're fine.
You sound
Yeah,
like
you're
Okay.
good.
Okay. I think Kimberly's fire because to me, he's a villain. As far as an alchemist, he seems to be the most realistic alchemist out there. Like he pretty much is the biggest realist there. So for example, when they're out in war, he basically sees like people like Mustang, Riza Hawkeye, Armstrong, all these guys kind of freaking out. But he was like, y'all signed up to be in the military. Why are y'all like, even though they're doing something that's considered an atrocity, he basically takes things for what they are. He accepts the reality that he's in. Like he even told Ed and Al, they were asking like, why you work with a monk? Because he was like, well, they got the best chance of winning this war. So they let me use my alchemy the way I want to use it. So I just accept that. Like he's very realistic. He even said like, do y'all really think y'all could get y'all bodies back the path you're on without ever killing anyone? I think he brings a set of realism that challenges the character's beliefs and then obviously overcome those beliefs. But I just think he always provides interesting perspectives for all the characters. Like he's fire. And also he's
Yeah.
cold as hell.
And also like what he did to Pride at the very end when Pride absorbed him and Pride started getting like I forgot exactly what Al made him do to make him like hesitate and get afraid. And Kimberly's like, no, this is not how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be a homunculus. You're supposed to be Pride. This is not okay. And Kimberly started making issues for Pride. I mean, he kept the same energy throughout. He never changed who he was. He was true to himself. And yeah, like if I'm creating a villain in a series, Kimberly is a good archetype of a villain that will stand the test of time in terms of holding his values and being a perfect antagonist to challenge a main character. Kimberly definitely underrated. I'm not gonna
He's
lie.
one of those. He's like I always call him like wild card characters, like the Hisokas. Like he's so unpredictable. Those are usually like side antagonists, those unpredictable ones. But he's so unpredictable. You never know what he's gonna do.
I'm 100% with you. I think Kimberly's fire. Who else is on the top We got Kotomine, which is I'm not Kotomine did impress me when I finally saw Fate. It's unfortunate Miles is not here. I think Miles had him pretty high. Miles had him top five.
I think I had him in like my top 20. No, Kotamine is, how do I describe him? He's one of those like self-realized villains where like, he's like fully aware of his right of like right and wrong, and like he's really good at weighing his options and weighing morality for his goals. And he also knows that like the fact that he's aware of morality and stuff like that in certain situations is why he can outthink and outsmart a lot of people. He uses like he knows how to use people's like personalities and situations against them, and like he just has a really great understanding of human nature, in my opinion. And so, yeah, I don't know, he's great because he knows how to be the cruelest, but he also knows how to play to people's sympathy. He knows how to be nice at times when he needs to for his goals. He's just, I don't know, he's low key a genius. He's a beautifully made character.
And I
No.
also say this: Naraku from Inuyasha, I think should be higher. When people talk about manipulators in anime, no one mentions Naraku. And what I like about Naraku is that all the people he affected, it was so personal. For example, Kikyo. He used Kikyo, like she nursed him back to health for years, and he eventually like betrayed her and literally turned a couple completely against each other, like Inuyasha and Kikyo. He like used them and turned them against each other. He turned Sango's brother against her. Like all his interactions are always so personal that it makes me feel more when they overcome him. Like a lot of times you see manipulators, sometimes it's in the background where maybe the manipulator and the manipulated don't really have a dynamic all the time. Like even for example, like Light's manipulated a lot of people, but he doesn't have a relationship with all these people. I think that because one, they're aware that he's doing all these strings, and they have like a personal vendetta to get back at him specifically, so they understand how he's personally affected him. I think it's create like this level of catharsis when they do overcome him because it's so personal. So
I'm with you. Naraku just barely didn't make my list, but I do think he's an amazing antagonist for Inuyasha. I mean, he was a mainstay right from the beginning, pulling all the strings, as you said. He's great. Orochimaru also barely made my list. Orochimaru, uh, do we think Orochimaru didn't live up to expectation?
I think
I think he did.
I think he did. Yeah. Why
Bro,
would you say no?
bro killed Hokage. He almost beat Tsusanin. We knew he was never gonna kill Sasuke. Like, you know what I'm saying? We knew that because you know what you gotta say. It's like, come on, that's so I don't really hold that against him. We knew he wasn't showing the niggas like Itachi because he was scared of Itachi, right? So like I think they put a perfect gauge of like, okay, you're showing these characters, you're not over these characters. You know, we know you want to manipulate this person. Like he he's the reason why we have one of the best dynamics in shonen or just manga, Naruto and Sasuke. Him forcing Sasuke's hand to strive for power is the reason why we have one of the best dynamics in manga, I think. So he built one of the best dynamics. He paid a lot of attention. He clicked the Hokage. I don't know, man. I feel like he was tough. And his introduction, one of the best introductions, I think, from a villain. I think he did his job.
I think he was one of the people I forgot to put on my list. I don't remember. But no, he is a very, in terms of like his impact, it's very well rounded. Now, originally I thought like he was probably gonna end up somehow being the biggest villain, but that just never ended up happening. But no, I feel like because of the whole power grab thing, like people discredit him a lot. And because he fails a lot in some aspects, they discredit him. But I feel like that's also a part of like he's like a scientist. Like there's always gonna be trials and errors in everything that he does, and yeah, we get to see a lot of his failures. But at the same time, like his successes and his impact go a long way in the story. So I don't know. I think he has like a like. I think people sometimes view him as like a loser, but like when you really like look at the grand scope of things, like he's succeeded way more than a lot of villains have. So
Santo, what were you about to say?
No, I was just saying because I mean I put him up here and I put him high on my list. I just remember watching Naruto for the first time, and we've seen different antagonists and different villains, and You have that like one of the biggest moments, at least for me, growing up watching anime, was when Orochimaru ripped off his face and it was a little child. Like like that was such a menacing, or just such a vile thing for like someone to do just for his ambition, his goals. Like he has no remorse over to reach his goals. So I mean, I put him up there regarding that, and I think Lonnie hit it on the head on the term of a scientist. Like, there is a lot of trial and error, which they do show a lot from him. Yes, did he is he somewhat underwhelming in a lot of the goals that he has? Sure, but I still have him up there because I mean, presence, just just as an antagonist towards the Leaf Village and everything that he does, I think he warrants a spot.
Fair. Definitely set the tone for part one, for sure.
Yeah, I remember that Kage was like, "You're not even human. You're a demon." When he took the face off and Orochimaru started laughing, that was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Um, I'm surprised. Obviously, we got Lonnie's guy, Shishio, big Rooney Kenshin guy, who made the list, of course. Not surprised. He almost made mine as well. So, shout out Shishio. I'm surprised Toga made it. She almost made mine. She's like top 75 probably for me.
Same.
But a lot of people like Toga. So she made the top 50 list.
I mean, she's
Um,
literally just a product of her environment, and like if she was supported, like her parents support her, she ends up different. But she's who she is, and she embraced it. She's like a direct when Shigaraki says I'm a hero to them, she's like the exact person he's talking about. Like and he found her. Maybe for instance, let's just say if she runs into Deku at some point before she runs into Shigaraki, maybe she's a different person. You know what I mean? But she doesn't. No, I'm not saying Deku would be like, yeah, sure, let's just go out and start killing random things. But Deku would have helped her as best as he could have. But she just ran into Shigaraki, and that's just how it worked out.
well, that's fair. I really did like her story, and like I said, I think her ending with Uraraka was amazing. I thought it was really good writing, really good dynamic, of course. But surprised Toga made it, and then of course Ukiora. Kai said he's the most overrated character in Bleach, but Ukiora, I'm not surprised made the list. He is one of the most iconic characters in anime history. How we feeling about Ukiora being number what 30 or 40? Let me see. He's 31.
I'm actually surprised that he's higher than Orochimaru, to be honest.
Yeah, I got Orochimaru in for sure. For sure.
Any more thoughts about Ukiora?
All right, Lonnie, you're muted. Hold on,
Hello.
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Okiora is not overrated. He should probably be higher on the list. My thing with Okiora in terms of the Bleach story, his dynamic with Orihime, I thought brought a sense of humanity to like Hollows and like the whole Arankar aspect because he represents despair and like he's supposed to have like no emotions, no nothing, and the fact that like Orihime was able to somehow still reach him and stuff like that, and you saw like spoiler alert in his dying moments, him reaching him the person that's supposed to represent despair, and if you read his backstory, he had no sense of taste, smell, sight, emotion, nothing. And the fact that he was able like to find that at the end and like reach out to Orihime was like, yeah, I don't know. He to me he's a great character, and I feel like he's a great antagonist for Ichigo, like pushing Ichigo further and further. Because at the same like I feel like they were opposite sides of the spectrum. Like they both wanted Orihime for different reasons. I feel like he kept Orihime around longer than he probably should have because he was overprotective of her, not just because of Aizen, because like of what she was like bringing out of him, and of course Ichigo was trying to save him. So they were both trying to like claim Orihime for different reasons, but both reasons were in a way valid at the same time. So I don't know. And yeah, he did steal Stark's shine, And if you want to be real, he really should be Espada number 1. If you want to be real, because Isaac did not know about the second resurrection. If
Yes,
Isaac
he
knew about the second
did.
resurrection, guess what? He probably would have been number 1. So
He did know about it.
Yep.
I thought Eisen said that. I thought he said that Eisen didn't know about it.
Well, Aizen knows everything. Like that. Like that's his. That one. We literally see Ukiura in when Isotop always plays. We see a panel of Ukiura in the second form. Like he knew about it. He just listen, man. How he didn't know but knew, listen, I don't know, but he knew. Hey, man.
Now you guys did say something interesting. Orochimaru over Ukiura. Why do y'all think that?
I think Ukiura is probably my favorite Bleach villain. I'm trying to think between him and Grimmjow. Him, Grimmjow, and Aizen are probably the top 3, but no, Yuha. Oh, is he my favorite Bleach villain? I don't know. But I think introduction is more interesting. I think he has more impact on more characters in interesting ways, like Jiraiya, for example. Like Jiraiya's perspective on Naruto not chasing Sasuke is primarily tied to his dynamic with Orochimaru. You can go to Tsunade, you can go to the Hokage, you go to Sasuke. Like, again, I think he pioneered one of the most interesting dynamics in manga through him manipulating Sasuke, right? Like, I just think that Orochimaru's catalog is too deep. I think he had his fight with the Hokage as far as us seeing, like, not only the Hokage's, like, his vulnerable side, like, he couldn't kill his student. Like, now you could argue maybe he had the power to do so, but he just couldn't fully kill his student. Like, there was like a hesitation there. So I think what that battle led to, of like how the stories, like the tension, the conflict from that battle, I think he provided more conflict. I think he had a better introduction and just more interesting character relationships that were more impactful. And again, he pioneered Naruto versus Sasuke. I just think that's too much. I think that's too much, bro.
Yeah.
Santo, well, let's see what Santo has to say.
No, I mean, he summed it up, and he didn't even bring out Kabuto. Like his impact throughout the entire story is felt. Ukiura, I mean, he had a great moment. I mean, and I like Ukiura. Like, he's dope, character design, everything. But I mean, unfortunately, he just doesn't have enough on his resume to be over Orochimaru.
That's fair. I like Ukiura more than Orochimaru, but I would agree with what y'all are saying.
I do think that my favorite thing about Ukiura is the theme that goes into like what a heart is and how it ties in like to Kaien. Like, remember Haruki met Kaien and they were talking about like you make a connection with someone, that is what a heart is. And then one of my favorite moments is when Ukiura's asked what he made, like, "Are you afraid of me?" He was like, "No, because my friends, my heart is with them." So that was I was like, that was tough because it ties into like I have companions and that's why I'm not afraid. That ties back to Kaien thematically. That ties into the whole like all the Arancars fight alone. All of them are separate. None of them have connection. Like, it really ties into that theme of companionship versus isolation for like the Soul Reapers and the Espada. So that was tough.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, because I do think Orochimaru has more impact than Ukiura. I mean, obviously, with all the connecting pieces, like you said, everything that he did with Sasuke. But I do also think that Orochimaru had some lows that I wasn't a big fan of when it comes to his character. And obviously, you know, with hey man, hey Sasuke put him on a shirt at that end. I'm not gonna lie, Sasuke put on that big shirt. He was like,
as he should.
as he should. But hey man,
the hell out of
that shirt. Hey, Sasuke put him on the shirt. Yeah, there's some moments I'm just like not as big of a fan. Early, like Orochimaru original Naruto was fantastic. His introduction was fantastic. But Ukiura's introduction was also fantastic. He obviously made a present right off the rip, and when it comes to Ukiura and what he did to the main character in terms of Ichigo, I mean, he quote unquote killed Ichigo. I don't know where we're going to go from there, but
that was the ultimate plot armor. Because we all know how hollow holes work, and that is not how it works.
Wait, Lonnie, the first time he put a hole in, or the second time? He did it twice.
he did do it twice.
He literally put a hole in twice.
I'm saying, because I remember, like, I was like, I forget what age I was, but when I read that manga or when I read Ichigo coming back, I was like, huh? And I went back to like volume 3 or whatever, whenever like he was training with Kisuke and they were explaining the whole holification process. I'm like, this does not add up. This doesn't add, like, you're just putting a hole in his chest, and now it's like, I was like,
I mean,
what?
you can just argue that White just wanted to protect.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Like, oh, White just wanted to protect them. But it was like, bruh.
Hey man, but in order for us to get one of the greatest fights in anime history, just like Naruto versus Sasuke, Ukiura versus Ichigo was one of that too. Specifically, Vaste Lord Ichigo. Ukiura was a threat, man, and he, for a short amount of time and his kind of minor role for the story, he was thoroughly entertaining. And even that theme that people resonate with a lot, despite it not being a large point of the story, even though you brought in Kaien, with not having a heart in terms of Ukiura, he left a lasting impression. I mean, he's a character I'm sure a lot of people just wanted to see more of at the end of the day.
Last thing with him, also his relationship with Grimjaw was also very interesting because it established that gap between like the Vastolordes and like the rest of them, and like how Grimjaw like envied and like knew that like, yeah, he's only like 2 ranks above me, but he's like at a place I can never reach. It's like that conflict and that animosity between the two of them was also really good for the story.
Yeah, I mean, Ukiura definitely triggered. If you want to talk about at least the characters he did affect, it would be obviously Ichigo, it would be Grimjow, and Orihime not so much. He didn't really change much after meeting Ukiura. So yeah, Ukiura, hey man, he locked in. I don't see many lows. I just see highs. He's a character that could have done more. Hey man, that's tough. But all right, let's go back to the list. Let's go to our 31 to 32 21.
Is Isabella there twice?
Oh yeah,
Bruh.
Oh, did I mess up? Oh, my
it's
God.
okay. It's okay.
So the problem is, I think what happened is I put this. So I created the list. It was all set to go, but then I put it into a Google sheet to organize the numbers, and I think it messed up in certain names. I'm like, that's what I'm like, and I should have looked over it again to verify. But hey man, shout out Isabella, man.
Yes, Isabella.
Shout out Isabella.
We can throw in Team Rocket at 50.
Shout out to J-Rob.
Yeah, throw Team Rocket at 50. I mean, that's 50. It's 50 on his list, so I just throw Team Rocket at 50.
Well, we can look at it, who else people have at number 30. I had Goro, my 30 spot. J-Rob had Doflamingo on his 30 spot. Random had Muzan on his. Santo had Char Ansnable. I don't know who that is.
From Gundam Wing.
Oh, shout out Gundam. Miles had NB. Ty had Mahito. And Lonnie had Sukuna. Who has the best number 30?
I had who?
Sakuna. What?
Lonnie, you had Sukuna.
Oh, no.
That tattoo is dropping.
That's easily the best one out of the row, bro. Like, stop it, bro. Stop it.
You think Sukuna is a better antagonist than Mahito?
Yeah. What? Is that like
no, I'm asking. I'm just asking.
I think they're in the same tier, to be honest.
Because that's where I was leaning.
I won't be mad at you, but I think like Mahito's writing is,
because the way you reacted, it was like it's a clear, and I was like,
I don't think it's a clear. I can definitely understand Sukuna like being higher on people's list, but like Mahito in terms of like the complexity of his, like what he represents for the story and everything.
He's tough. He's tough for sure.
I'll say this: I think most people just draw the hatred, like the hatred that Mahito will draw and will continue to draw. Like when I saw a girl, like she was a streamer and she's watching JJK for the first time, she's crying because Mahito kills Nanami, and he just like I don't think anybody's ever gonna hate. I think people are just gonna associate that hate with the villain when you don't have to sometimes really hate a villain to see who's better. I think that hate's gonna carry Mahito a lot with the masses.
Yeah, people are gonna say that they hate Mahito more than they hate Sukuna.
No. Sukuna killed Gojo. Do y'all know how much hate came with that when he clipped Gojo?
when that happens, we'll talk about it. But right now, Mahito.
In the manga, like,
Yeah, but
am I missing
Mahito
something?
had clipped Nabara for a while. That at least
No. Gojo is like,
Yo,
listen,
I understand.
it's
understand.
Gojo.
But I'm saying
like-
that's one body. Freaking
It's well, he killed more than one. That, but I'm
he
just,
killed more. But I'm saying like one big body. Mahito has 3. Because remember the kid
What's
that he
the
turned
kid?
into a Pokemon. The guy he turned into a Pokemon. That's 1. And then Nanami. That's 2.
It's my Junpei.
Turned into a
Hey, no, I was locked in on
He
Jinpei.
shout tuckered him.
I was
God.
locked in on Jinpei,
All right,
man.
so okay, so Junpei, Nanami, Nobra. That's his big 3,
And then
right?
you look at then think about all the
Nobra's alive. I was like, Nobra's alive. Wait, what the?
Yeah, but
she's alive.
for years people
So
didn't know that.
Nanami,
You thought she was dead.
she's alive though. So Nanami and Junpei, right?
Yeah, but they also have to think about the cruel things like remember, like
Gojo, Choso, who are we talking about? Just if we're talking strictly just massive hero names, you say Gojo and Choso. Though I feel like that's come on, man.
but at the same time, you also have to think like Mahito was turning regular humans into cursed corpses or whatever, and they were begging like
People are
Yuji,
always
oh,
gonna
kill
hate
me,
Mahito
kill
more than
me.
Sukuna, I
Like
think.
he was doing that to innocent people and all that stuff. So it's
I
like
think people always just gonna hate Mahito more than Sukuna.
Oh, and Mekamaru. Remember, he killed Mekamaru too.
Okay, Mekamaru. Oh, so you say, I mean, if we were talking about people like do we not remember he did Shibuya? And then Ayo, Yuji, look, Ayo, check what I did.
Those are NPCs.
You just named NPCs. He transformed, human transfigure. What are you talking about? You just
Yeah, but they
named
weren't like they weren't
NPCs.
dying. They weren't begging.
You just named NPCs.
They weren't begging, but Sukuna's NPCs just died instantly. They weren't
Yeah,
like Mahito's were begging to die. They're like, yo,
That's-
please kill us. Because
Yes.
this guy just touched us and now we're fucked. Like he's still like, yo, please kill us.
Which one impacted Itadori more? Because Itadori packed them up. When he
Mahito
saw
had to kill them.
Shibuya,
Mahito had to Yuji had to kill them.
I know what I'm
Does
saying.
Mahito's NPCs count? The NPCs he killed that we
It's
know
not
he did?
NPCs.
I remember like he was
No,
turning
he killed like random people.
Yeah, because remember, Yuji had to kill those kids that he turned, and then Yuji was crying because he was crying because the kids were beating on him, and he didn't want to kill the kids.
He wasn't crying. He cried when he saw that when she did Shibuya. He literally threw up and broke down, like literally.
I feel like
He packed up them little kids and went back to fighting. He literally had to take a pause, sit there, throw up, cry tears. He was scratching in the manga. He was peeling his skin. How terrified he was on his face.
I think Mahito's worse.
I think I think
People are always. Oh, go
I think Sukuna has more aura, and he is stronger. Sure, he has bigger feats, bigger peaks. Sure, Mahito is just disgusting. He's high fiving people to just kill. Like I mean, it's a difference.
I agree. I'm just saying that Shibuya incident with the transferring humans versus what he made him look at Shibuya. I just think Itadori was impacted more. That's what
Sukuna
I think.
did was quick and painless, low key.
Huh?
Okay,
I think people.
The Domain Expression was low key a mercy kill. Like they died. Most of them died instantly. Technically, it was a mercy kill. Like, hey,
mercy kill.
Mm-hmm. Random, get what you got to get off, and they'll get better.
No, I just think I think it's just obvious. People are just gonna hate Mahito more. The way he was made, the way he was crafted, his character, they're just gonna hate him more.
There's more.
We get Gojo Sukuna when they fight. Obviously, people are gonna freak out because Gojo lost again, but it's gonna be like this is it. The way it's crafted, this is it. The strongest versus the two strongest people are finally throwing down, and nobody's gonna walk. I just think the catharsis that people had, whatever the hell how you say that word, that people had watching Yuji walk down Mahito. Like, I'm sorry, bro.
People are still grieving. People are still grieving Gojo, bro. Like
people are still grieving Nanami.
Not like damn it, go yo, like come on, bro. Like why are we doing this? Niggas are saying, yo, Gojo will come back chapter 272. It don't exist. They say maybe he'll come back now. Niggas like Gege just glazed Sukuna. Sukuna should have won. Niggas are pissed that Gojo got his ass packed up.
I was pissed. You know how pissed I was.
Niggas are we're mad at Sukuna, bro. That he got Gojo up out of here and sent that nigga to hell. And hell, yes, I say hell because Ghetto and Toji are there, so he has to be in hell. And I didn't write it. You know what I'm saying? Gege sent Gojo to hell.
They
looking
would
up at
definitely
us.
go to the hell.
All right. I think the rest of this list should be fine, hopefully.
I would
But
move Kaido.
so with that said,